I think that look suits you better. That's a letdown. I was hoping for a bit more than just a few sparks.
Hello and welcome to another Ouroboros figure review. Today we'll be doing the Asmus Devil May Cry 4 Dante Deluxe version, where it comes with this nifty little base. It is a cool base, and we'll get to that in the review. But before we get started, I just want to let you know that I have a new mic. It's one of the ones that clip onto your shirt. I hope that this audio is good. If not, I'm not going to redo this video. But if it's bad, you'll only have to suffer through this one video. But anyway, thanks for watching, and wait. Do you guys like my new jacket? Huh? Devil May Cry? This is a jacket from Devil May Cry 3. I have cosplayed Dante before, and that's why I've got the Rebellion sword out here too. I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. Are you guys a Devil May Cry fan? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, let's get on to the review. Alright, as usual, we'll talk about the box. And it looks nice, it looks good. I do like it. It's just like completely red with different shades of it. Some maroon in the front and back, and like this worn speckled look all through the front behind Dante. Then you've got an image from the game of Dante. You got Devil May Cry 4 Dante 1/6 scale collectible action figure, and then obviously just like continuation of the pictures on the side, which looks nice, and then another picture from the game, as well as all the various things to do, you know. Even here it says DMC 001, which means they intend to continue the line. Maybe they'll, of course, I have a few of them already, and yeah, they have continued the line, and we'll be doing them in order the way they came out. Yeah, looks good, looks nice. Take it off and you see the packaging, the tray, and etc. So yeah, it looks good. I like it. Alrighty, here we have the standard edition accessories. So the deluxe version comes with that big fuck off stand. But we'll get to that in a bit. So as you can see, he always comes with his sword Rebellion. In every game he has a sword. The first one was Forced Edge, and then the Devil Sword Sparta, and then in the second one you do get Rebellion, but it was in each game Rebellion looks different. The head of the skulls are very different, same with the horns, but the horns are like this soft-ish plastic, which is really good. These are like a hard, brittle plastic though, so be careful of that. And yeah, obviously you can see the demon sword there, screaming there, or mouth open, and then you've got the human side here, closed mouth, normal skull. Really cool how they had added a magnetic effect inside. They had this little disc in there that allows it to stick to the back of stick to his back, magic wires and, you know, game logic, etc. Obviously it comes with ebony and ivory. Two fisted hands, two slightly open hand for the sword, and then two trigger hands for his ebony and ivory. Ebony and ivory are painted perfectly. The only issue I have with it is the little printed on, literally ebony and ivory. I think the two women on his hilts are slightly fading. I think the black one is fading slightly less than the silver one. I think because I've had the silver one in his hand so long. And the hands are painted nicely. It looks good. It's like a soft rubbery plastic, and that kind of hinders a few things, such as paint scuffs on the inside of his hands for holding the sword or the guns, so they kind of rub off that black paint. Not something to cry over. It seems like they have fixed it in the later figures, but it's still an issue and you don't really see it, so I'm not one to complain too much. Again, the sword is painted really nicely. I love the actual blade. It looks almost perfect. The little indentation here is slightly too, like it's got two dimensions. It's got the blade, this little heel bit, and then another flat bit. It should just be, I'm not entirely sure, I think it's just flat. It shouldn't have two layers to it. But either way, it still looks really nice, and I love this sword. It looks awesome. I think it looks a little bit better in the Devil May Cry 4 than the third one, but yeah, it looks awesome. Alrighty, here we have the big ass accessory that Dante comes with. This is only with the deluxe or luxury version. I keep forgetting the name for it. But yeah, this is a Blitz demon, half severed at the waist, or just underneath the shoulders, I guess. Obviously you can see he's been through some battles. His little horn things here are severed as well. And like if you pull apart his head, you can see a bit of meat in there, which is cool. And this is one of the coolest things about this statue, is that it's a hard resin or polystone statue. Like, it's not a figure, it's a statue. It's got a metal name plaque over here which says Devil May Cry 4 Dante. All these little skulls sculpted on the side here. We'll take a closer look at it soon. But yeah, it's really well sculpted. This is how it looked. I think it had more armor around here, I think. But I think they kind of took an artist's liberty to make it more compact so Dante can actually stand on it. And that's one of the cool things, is there's little peg marks here and here where you take this out like so. If I can get it out, there we go. And then you can add in his actual boots, which same material, same like a resin. It's not nearly as well painted, but it is, you know, there, which is cool. I think it might be the other way around. No, this is the right way. So that goes in like so, and voila, you have yourself a Dante standing on there. A few issues I have with this. Let's pan this up a little bit. A few issues I had with this is that I feel like they could have just found a better way to plug in these. Like, it's very sturdy, I don't have an issue with that, but because it is a polystone or resin, it's very brittle, and I did snap most of this all off by just dropping it exactly like that. And as you can see, it sits in there nicely, but not well enough to be secure. So as well as the fact that there's no plug in there. It's just, you take his boots off and the ball joint just literally rests in there. Sorry for the dogs barking. And that's kind of a downfall. Other than that, like, that's the only issues I have with it. So I kind of just have Dante sitting on there as he's just defeated and kind of taking a break or whatever. Other than that, like, this statue is painted, besides these guys, this statue is painted phenomenally. The dry brushing on the like stony pebble areas on the armored neck, and then these bone horn things just are awesome. And the mouth is all glossy, the teeth all brutal. Oh man, it's just a really cool side piece to have. And yes, it does come apart in specific ways. I kind of have it like this to, you know, just to thin it out a little bit. It doesn't fit in the cabinets without that. Alright, so you can take that off. See the gruesome bits there. It's plugged in there, like so. And it is numbered. So I have 23 out of 300. Blitz diorama base. I love this. It looks really pretty, very nice, very well done. Asmus over there, www.asmus. And this filigree stuff looks really nice too. I appreciate this because they didn't really have any better collector's edition since Devil May Cry 5 Asmus came out. Alrighty, as you can see, the base is nicely sculpted. I don't know what happened, but it's kind of like an irregular shape. It's kind of bulging at the top and then sunken in the middle. I assume that has something to do with pouring the resin or polystone. as it hardened on the outside but not in the middle, so it sinks. I've seen that happen in clay before. I'm not too sure about this. And as you can see, like, it's pretty well painted. So you can see that. Pretty well painted. The details in the skulls is really cool. You have open mouth skulls and closed mouth skulls. I'm assuming that has to do with the rebellion. The only issue I have is because the base is slightly round, this plaque doesn't sit flush on there. But it sits there nicely. It's not going to come off at all, so I'm alright with that. And now let's have a closer look at the demon. We'll put it piece by piece so I can have a good look at that. See, here are those details I was telling you about before. Hopefully it won't hit the camera. Oh, that's so close. Those teeth just look awesome. I absolutely love the look of those teeth. The overall sculpt of this is pretty cool. It kind of makes no sense because it's just severed at the bottom here. But, you know, it could be completely sliced in half or something along those lines. And yeah, I do like how you can kind of pull that apart and kind of show some gruesomeness. I wish that this was more of maybe bone slash neck bits or whatever, so it doesn't look so squarish, so you can only pull it out about so far before you can start seeing the big block there. So that a little bit of a miss there, but other than that, like, it's pretty cool. I like these guys here. So these are here slightly lower, like cut off over here and here, so you can see Dante, and then this kind of acts as a small background. It is a diorama piece, you know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. The stone pebbles, I forgot to mention, is very reminiscent of the big castles on, I guess, street or wherever you fight him. I think it's on a castle area. But yeah, it just looks badass, and the fact that you can have him standing there, sitting there, or like, you know, whatever. You can have him standing in the back with the sword running straight through the neck, which will look really cool. I kind of have him in like Devil May Cry 1 pose where he's sitting there with a gun in his hand and the sword resting down on the pebbles here, which you've seen in my intro. Why the hell did they ever give Dante cowboy boots? I've always disliked the cowboy boots look on Dante. I wasn't particularly a big fan of the way he looks in this game, but he's Dante and I did enjoy the game, so I bought this guy anyway, just to have him, you know, just to kind of complete the line. But yeah, as you can see, the boots look nice, painted slightly dark at the top as they go down to lighter maroon. You got boots, average boots, kinds of weird looking patterns on the top here. I'll get in a closer shot there soon. And then you've got these slightly lighter brown just between the top of the boot and the bottom part, just to give it a bit of a separation. Nicely painted, you know, it looks alright. It's a nice soft pliable material where it's soft and it doesn't really hinder any articulation, which is cool. But while we're here, getting a little closer and get some details. See, the detailing on the, I guess, textures, decoration, I don't know, looks really good. I do like that, and the folds look natural of the sculpt, looks good. This is one of the issues I ran into. This, what is that? I assume it's paint from the base, because that has the same paint on the jawbone of the demon. And yeah, whatever material they use, whatever paint they use, did not stick to the material and is easily coming off. There's a few issues that I have with it. That's one of the things about painting on rubber, you know, it has this kind of effect. I've done a few projects where it's either like a cheap plastic or something similar like that, where the paint just does not stick and it will rub off to anything, almost anything. But yeah, that's not that good. Like, you pay a fair amount for these figures and you want them to be, you know, that you want them to last long. Yeah, this is one of the issues I ran into while I was posing him for you guys. Alrighty, only Dante can pull off chaps. I have to give you that. It looks kind of silly, kind of crazy, but it kind of works considering that Devil May Cry 1, he had pretty much all red and like slight black things here and there through the costume. This isn't that out there, you know? Props to Asmus how they actually made a metal belt buckle, and the detail in the belt buckle is actually really nice. So as you can see, it's nice black, this nice black leather. I do like it. It's very nice. It doesn't look fake, but it does feel fake, of course. But I don't know, it looks natural, it looks good. I really do like that. I'll move his coat here, get to the back. And yeah, you can see that there's a few issues down here where it looks like the leather is kind of separating from itself here. And then again, one of these guys came undone. Not too sure which one, but yeah. Whatever material they used to just stick them together, it didn't last long. It just kind of peeled off over time. Mind you, I did have him in a sitting position, but that shouldn't have damaged this because, yeah, I don't know, just very not happy with that, you know? But yeah, no, the pants, other than that, the pants still look good. The thing with this figure is everything looks good, but when you come up closer, it doesn't look good, if that makes any sense. It most likely will come across a lot better on camera how nice this figure is compared to in person, where you can actually see the different shines of the play on the lights and so on. But other than that, like, you know, I still like him. I guess it doesn't take much to please me when it comes to this stuff. But he's an older figure. I've got better ones now. Right, let's talk about the details in this jacket. I do like the jacket. It's done really well. A little bit too heavy on the wear and tear of it, like all these brown marks and stuff. It looks okay. I prefer it if it was just a little bit heavy here and the rest is kind of a little bit smoother, maybe on the edges of his shoulders or something. That would have been nice, but it doesn't look too bad and you don't see the back too much. They also did the inside too. I don't mind that at all, but they did a really good job with the stitching and the tailoring to this guy. It looks really good. Jacket's probably one of the best parts about it, but it's one of the worst parts. For some reason, these buttons suck. I've lost one. I have no idea where, this back one here. And the others are very, very finicky. They don't stay around. They don't stick around too much. I've had to replace, well, not replace, but re-glue a few of them on. But yeah, no, it looks alright. Props to Asmus for actually giving real holsters for his guns here and here. They don't have them on the others except for Devil May Cry 3. I kind of wish they stayed with this so you can have a spot for them. But that's okay. You don't really see them in the game, so I guess they didn't really need to put it in there. Props on them again for having metal buckles, which looks good. It's probably the best parts about these little straps is the fact that they are metal. Other than that, like, it looks nice. The real working zipper is good. Yeah, that's about it for the jacket. Alrighty, here we have the head sculpt. A lot of controversy if this is good or bad. I think it's okay. I'm gonna be that guy who's in the middle here. I've seen the previous Asmus, Dante and Nero, and 100 times better. This is 100 times better. I cannot stress that enough. But anyway, so here he is. It looks like Dante from Devil May Cry 4, but it also doesn't. I guess it's depending on the angle, depending on what you think yourself. But I don't mind this guy at all. I actually quite am fond of him. As you can see, there is a seam line just there and here. I'm not entirely sure, I can't remember all that much, if it was my fault or manufacturer's fault, but the fringe where that seam line is did come off. It did break off and it looked super weird to see a balding Dante. But it was, yeah, it came off and I glued it back. The glue reacted to the paint, so it messed up the seal of the glue a little bit, so that seam line might not be as prominent in other figures as it is in mine. But other than that, like, it looks like Dante. He's got the kind of squinty eyes and biggish nose that he had in the 4th game. It does look like him, but it also doesn't. I will side on it. It's a bit of and ah, to be honest. Like, I don't mind it. If I see it, I see Dante. I see Dante from Devil May Cry 4, and that's all I could really want. Anything extra is just anything extra, but they are getting better with their head sculpts. Yeah, as you can see, it looks alright. The paint job is pretty good. You can see his blue eyes there, the shine of his glossy eyes, which looks nice. I only wish that his hair was slightly more white. I feel like his hair could have been better, slightly more white rather than grey. I know in the newer games it is more of a grey than a white, but you know, in Devil May Cry 4, 3, 1 and 2 it was more white, and I wish they kind of did that. Either way, it looks pretty good. I think it looks good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know there's been a little bit of controversy if he's good or bad. I know that it's more bad than anything else, but I like him. I think he's a really cool start to Asmus's Devil May Cry line. And yeah, I'll be doing all my Devil May Cry figures, but we'll start with how the order this came out rather than order of game. So it will be doing DMC4 Dante, then DMC3 Virgil, and then Lady, I think, then Dante from DMC3, then obviously Nero and Dante from DMC5. Fucking awesome game. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and yeah, tell me if you guys are a fan. I'm a massive fan, so I'd love to geek out in the comments section with you guys. Thanks for watching.